All right, now hopefully pretty soon we can. Oh yeah, there's only 2 episodes left. We'll put it to bed eventually. But this whole discussion over the lawsuit against the airport, I took some time because it's Saturday, so I took time and I didn't rewatch the entire episode, but I rewatched the portions pertaining to the Dani and Tony scenes at the law firm because I'm just trying to wrap my head around how flimsy this entire lawsuit situation is. Now, here's the problem, if you ask me. The focus seems to be way too much on Tony because that's been the biggest back and forth I've had with other fans on this subject. It's Tony's fault. Why isn't he suspended as well? I don't think this really has to do with Tony. Yes, him putting Dani in the program without her asking, that's what got this started. But as I've pointed out numerous times, Dani was suspended because she knocked coffee on her coworker intentionally. It had nothing to do with her relationship with the vice president or him allegedly, and I use the word allegedly because Tony denied it, allegedly putting her into leadership program. In my opinion, the person who truly screwed up, well, actually, I got two things to say about this entire situation at the law firm. Number one, the party involved that truly screwed up was HR, the HR rep who's actually at this meeting, the HR rep. And then the second thing I want to bring up is, why isn't Leonard at this meeting? Why isn't Leonard at this meeting? Now, what did Andy and Dee Dee, the other attorney for the law firm, I mean the airline, what did they say? This wasn't like a real. This was kind of like a mock interview or a mediation meeting, I believe is what the proper term they said was, where it's like both parties come together, air out their grievances, and then determine if this is something that could be settled out of court before it gets escalated to the courtroom. Now, I'm thinking if this did escalate to an actual case, maybe Leonard would actually be brought in, as obviously the victim, aka witness of the situation. But I'm thinking back to when this whole thing started a month ago at the actual airport. Now, HR is the party that truly screwed up because all we know is that the HR rep came running over to Leonard. It was her and Tony. They ran over to Leonard and Dani after what happened with the coffee. And then it's like, his girlfriend did this to me. And she assaulted me with coffee. So what happened? HR, the rep, she pulled Leonard to the side. And he, obviously told what happened. But I have no doubt in my mind it was ever brought up. Well, I was saying all these sexist and derogatory, things, verbally assaulting my coworker. No, he's not going to say that. He's not going to say that. Because guess what? If he did, he probably would have got suspended along with Dani. But no, HR only heard Leonard's side of the story. And now Tony, as I kept saying, there was nothing he could do. His hands were literally tied in this situation because Dani kept saying, you got my back, you want to help me? It's like, Dani, you assaulted a coworker with coffee. Like, I'll keep you updated. There was nothing he could do about this. Yes, he has VP power, but this is a situation where you have a freaking airline full of witnesses to what just happened. And on top of that, HR never asked to speak with Miss King. They never did. The only thing that happened was Tony was kind of like the middleman. He would go check out the situation and then bring back news to Dani. First thing being, okay, you're no longer in the leadership program. Yes, I got my nights and weekends off again. But they said that's kind of the tip of the iceberg. There may be more consequences. Then he went back. Then he came back and let her know that you're fired, suspended without pay. Tony didn't do that. That was HR. HR screwed up. So if anybody is supposed to be like, reprimanded here, it should be HR for wrongful termination. Now, don't get me wrong, the coffee thing, I still think there should be consequences for that, but HR did not do their due diligence by talking to both parties, and as a result, Dani got suspended without pay. And if you look at it from that perspective, the lawsuit makes more sense than them targeting Tony for putting her in this leadership program to begin with. Do you see what I mean? Where it seems like the writing is done in a way where the men are being turned into the bad guys, all in favor of the women coming out on top. You're misogynistic. You don't deserve to, suspend Dani and then you get off without any sort of consequence. So when you look at it from that perspective, yeah, HR screwed up, not necessarily Tony. And what I'm talking about is the specific incident about the coffee. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.